Blade Method Mindset, episode 21, with Corey Allen and me, Chris Trainer. Hello, Corey.
Hello, Chris.
And a special guest on the show today, Ruskin Griffith.
Rusk.
Hey, guys.
Ruskin is one of my athletes, one of Blade's athletes, and he's a freshman at ASU, and he's the man.
Fork 'em, isn't that what you guys say?
Yup.
Fork 'em.
Fork 'em.
You're in the U of A house, so you better keep it quiet, though.
Oh, come on now.
Future lawyer. Yeah, I'm surprised Claire didn't yell bear down from the other room. Where is Claire?
I think she's out of the kitchen now.
All right, right on. All right, well, Rusk, I know a lot of people know you, but a lot of our listeners don't. And so why don't you just fill us in on kind of who you are, where you came from, where you grew up, all that good stuff.
I'm Ruskin Griffith. I'm born and raised in Arizona. For all my life, I've grown up in Litchfield Park, which is really far. It's a little city. Most people don't know where it is, but...
Way out west?
Yeah, it's around like Glendale, Avondale kind of area. But I didn't go to school out there, so I've spent the majority of my time around Peoria.
But you didn't go to Peoria.
I went to Centennial High School.
Centennial High School.
So, yeah, okay.
Home of the dingoes.
So Corey didn't get to ask the question. It just went
Coyotes.
right there, but the quintessential question.
Yeah, where'd you... It's not the dingoes? The little puppy dogs?
It's the Coyotes.
Oh, well, basically the same thing. Small...
Is that a private school?
Public
No,
school.
it's a
What's it
school.
called? What is
Centennial
the
High.
It's a coyote.
Oh, coyote. I
Yeah.
thought it was a dingo. Or a small, like a chihuahua type dog.
Where did you go, Corey?
Peoria.
What's your guys' mascot?
A panther.
Panther.
Yeah, a big, strong animal.
Panther doesn't belong in Arizona, though.
Well,
What you guys doing?
upper class. Definitely not upper class.
All right, so you grew up in Arizona, and you also played a strange sport for being in Arizona. You grew up primarily playing hockey.
Yeah, I played hockey for 12 years. I started when I was 6. It's kind of basic how I got into it. Like, my dad's from Canada, but he still didn't, take us out to the rink or play hockey. We went to a Coyotes game when I was 6 for a school event, and I was just like, I want to do that. And the same day, my sister just decided that she wanted to figure skate, so it kind of fit that we both wanted to do on-ice sports.
Right on. Awesome. So, if you're a small African-American boy, playing hockey isn't the most common thing in Arizona.
Yeah.
So you're a rare seed right off of the bat, but definitely really, really good at hockey.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. There was a decent amount of racism and bullying, but it was okay. It was tolerable.
Yeah.
I thought I'd get better, but it didn't. It got worse growing up, actually. But
Well, I remember that one video. I don't know I think your mom made you take it off of your Instagram.
yeah,
When someone called you a bad name.
yeah, it
And
was.
it was hilarious. I mean,
Just
the
punched him?
kid said no. He straight headlock throw straight to the ice. It was amazing.
I did. I lost it.
And I guess when a 15-year-old athlete that you're coaching in another sport shows you that video, you're not supposed to encourage him.
You're like,
I was like, that a boy, Rusk.
was that high school or club?
No, I was playing travel hockey, actually.
Oh, okay.
Even though we were playing an in-state game, and it was actually a kid that I'd known.
You knew? Oh.
I grew up with the kid. I'd known him for 10 years.
Oh.
Just completely out of the blue.
Well, yeah, that makes it okay then that you did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
In the past, I just kept my mouth shut, told my coach or whatever. But the fact that it was him just completely changed
Lost
it. Yeah.
Understandable. Right on. So, you played the club hockey, and then your final year you played for the high school, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, and that was kind of like the wrap-up kind of your career. You were slowing down, kind of realizing...
Yeah.
Thanks, Claire. We got some fighting dogs here. They didn't like that comment either.
Yeah. Kind of wrapping up because we kind of had to wrap up the career because you have a knee issue, which you're going to say, not me.
Yeah, it's called Osgood Slaughters.
Yep.
Osgood Slaughters.
Yeah, it's a type of deli meat.
Yeah, it's an ice cream and... Go ahead, Ruskin.
Yeah. So Osgood Slaughters is kind of where the knee patella tendon degenerates and unwinds. The fibers of the patella tendon unwind, basically, right? And it becomes super brittle and can tear.
Yeah, and your like growth plates like mash against each other, I think, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was
You probably know
from
more about it
hockey?
than I do.
It's
yeah.
painful.
Yeah.
It's extremely painful, but it's
Just being on the ice that much?
it's a genetic
Yeah.
disorder exacerbated by hockey.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
my dad has it too. Like,
Yeah, in weightlifting, not to blame hockey completely, but basically the doctors have said that though that many years of hockey kind of at a younger age made you feel it a lot more than you would have had you not been playing hockey for 12 years. But if you would have been playing soccer or football or whatever, it probably would have happened.
Come up
Playing
as
a
well.
sport at a high level. So, when did you get into CrossFit?
I got in CrossFit when I was around 10. We, Hammer CrossFit had actually moved into a location that was right by the rink. So we thought, okay, we're going to take all of our hockey teams and we're all going to try and make them do CrossFit for their athletics and stuff. So me, my mom, dad, and sister started CrossFit then in 2010 with Perez at Hammer, yeah.
Same place I started CrossFit. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that where you guys met?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And so Ruskin was at Hammer doing CrossFit, playing hockey. I had my personal training business, and then when found CrossFit and built our garage gym, realized that I should find out what it is like to do CrossFit at a gym. That's when I found Hammer, and we met Ruskin and his family. And I remember in 2013 getting a phone call from your dad about I was at the airport, and Ron likes to, if you engage Ron in conversation of something that he needs to talk about, he's gonna talk.
Yeah.
For a while.
Yeah.
And so I'm in the airport and Ron's just talking about how he wanted basically you to find a new gym. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how we started working out together at Blade when you came over to Blade, and that was 2013, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, you already opened up Blade at that point.
And it was after the expansion and everything. So it was in Blade 2.0. And Ruskin starts working out with us, and Ruskin's a phenomenal athlete. He's super fast twitch, super explosive, and gifted strength. He has super gifted strength. He's worked really hard on his strength, but no matter how hard you work on strength, sometimes
it's just there.
If you don't have the genetic predisposition, sometimes you're just limited on how far you can go. I'm never gonna front squat 365 for 10 like Ruskin.
Right.
Ruskin weighs 40 pounds less than me and can out squat me for days and days and days, and that's never gonna change.
Yeah.
No matter how hard I work, which is awesome. And so seeing these skills in Ruskin and this development, it's like, okay, we want Ruskin to be a high level teen CrossFit competitor.
Yeah.
Ruskin
On the other hand.
may have thought that was a cool idea. However, there's certain people that enjoy the deep suck of a 10-minute AMRAP.
And there's some that do not.
Ruskin is not one of those individuals.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Long workouts are not my favorite.
Yeah. He's sprinting down the ice for 30 seconds ahead of a bunch of slower skaters and just showing off is what he's good at.
Yeah.
And then split-second lifts that take 0.2 seconds is also really what he's good at.
A lot of rest in between.
And so in that time, what we discovered is that Ruskin is really gifted at weightlifting and CrossFit, but just doesn't really enjoy CrossFit. Hey, let's try weightlifting.
Yeah.
And we kind of, and Claire was kind of like your first one-on-one coach and who really dialed in your weightlifting, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
correct?
Claire definitely set my foundation.
Yeah.
I didn't get I didn't get as much coaching of weightlifting at Hammer. I didn't know nearly enough.
Yeah.
And Claire definitely set a really strong foundation from when I was younger.
Yeah, spent time with you one-on-one,
Yeah.
From that age 13 to 15 in development, and you had that strong core base. So 2015, we decide to compete for the first time, and we do. And I remember that meet vividly in my mind. You snatched 155 pounds, so you snatched 65 kilos. something like, or
67
70
or something like that. I don't know.
Who knows? I can count kilos or I can count pounds, but correlating the two is difficult. And then you, but I remember you clean and jerked 100 kilos for the first time, and that was the first time you'd ever done it. And you qualified for youth nationals by a huge amount. You opened up with your lifts to qualify for youth, and then we went backstage and lifted some more to just bump up and see what you could do. And so that was in 2015, and then we go to compete in youth nationals in 2016, and that was a lot of fun.
It was a completely different experience than I'd ever had before. Like, doing CrossFit and hockey was just completely different kind of people and environment and everything.
Because hockey, you go and you have your team. Yeah. And there's a lot of other people that you're relying on. Weightlifting, it's just you. Yeah, it's just me. It was you and me. Just and me we went and there's hundreds of other kids. Youth weightlifting is when you go to other national meets like the one we were just at, when the age groups are much smaller, but youth weightlifting, I mean, there's hundreds of kids everywhere. And it was your first time, went in and did it, and we didn't really know what was going to happen.
Was it your first time at a youth national meet?
Yeah. The only other national meets I'd coached someone in is Claire. At the American Opens several times, but this was the first youth event, which is a lot different. Dealing with all these kids all over the place, and there was some huge teams there, and we get in there, and just like always, I think you missed your opening snatch.
I think you're right.
A couple things you can always count on from Ruskin: to wait to the very end to cut enough weight and miss his opening snatch.
Yeah, we had to cut weight that event. We did. And you were lifting in at 62 kilos. But yeah, so we go in there and I remember, I'll never forget that meet because you had a decent snatch, but you were in like 5th place after the snatch.
Yeah, I did not have a strong snatch.
It wasn't great, but we didn't really know any of the other kids or where you should be, so we were just going into the clean and jerk. And but I think you were opening with the heaviest clean and jerk.
I was, definitely. Yeah.
And so that put us in a good position to wrap up the meet, but because we were seeing what all the other kids were doing. I'll never forget this moment, which kind of set the par for the rest of your career. And it was your final clean and jerk, and there was 2 kids lifting after you. And I'd counted the cards and done the math, and I went up to you and I knelt to you. You were sitting in the chair, and I said, "Rusk, you can go out and hit this clean and jerk. I think it was 107, and you can have a shot at the podium. If you miss, you're completely off. You're 10th place. No one's gonna hear of it." Or I can bump you 3 kilos and we can go out there and try to win.
And I think we just missed 107 too on my second attempt.
Maybe.
We did.
Yeah, you did miss your second one. You hit your opener and you missed it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
And you said you can bump them to 110?
And so there was 2 kids that had a higher snatch than you. Mm-hmm. But their previous clean and jerk was low enough to where you were pretty much tied. But if either one of those kids hit that 110, which they were both going for, they win. Mm-hmm. Either one of them. And you don't. I think you might not even have been on the podium. Maybe 3rd. I don't know exactly how those numbers were working out.
I think I would have been 4th for clean and jerk if they had both hit it. I think
after the clean and jerk, and so first kid goes up on there, misses 110. Mm-hmm. Second kid misses 110, and it was like, all right, here we go.
Like, this is it.
This is it, and you get out there and you smack that clean and jerk. Well, you smacked the clean, and the clean and jerk took a little while to stabilize and rock out. But when you locked that thing, you got the green light and then the 3 white lights. It was like, that was one of the most memorable moments in my career. I mean, that was awesome. That was fun, and you win gold medal and you're the national champion. That was fun. Yeah,
it's definitely crazy. I can vividly remember everybody just erupting, like mom and dad just screaming, you guys just losing it.
Yeah, was Claire there?
I don't think Miss Claire was there on that one.
We watched from, I wonder where, we watched from somewhere. I remember us watching, I don't know if we were at home. I felt like we were out somewhere, like at an event for some reason.
Yeah, maybe. But, the main thing was, you chose the the uncertain route. You know, it could have been, we'll try 107 again and see if we can get on the podium, or I can go out, do something I've never done before. Never done before. I mean, it was 10 kilos more than you'd ever hit in a meet, you know, and you're like, nope, let's give it a go. Let's try. You do it, and you're national champion. Or you could have clinked that elbow like you did on the previous one, and our career is completely different. You know, who knows if we go back the next year or whatever. So that was awesome, and I'll always remember about that kid. It's very cool.
Yeah, that was I remember watching that. That was awesome. I remember it was crazy. We must have been at the gym back home because I remember watching it with a bunch of people.
Yeah, I still have that video on my phone.
Yeah.
So you were national champion. I don't really know anything that happened after that. That was 2016. I think we just go back and train. You're in high school. You're still playing hockey.
Yeah, we're
trying to mix training and hockey. You're still playing club and doing all that. And then we decided we're going to go back to youth nationals in 2017. But we didn't get to train a whole bunch.
Yeah.
And your nemesis is training all the time. That's all he does. He doesn't play hockey. You know, he's at a club and they weightlift, you know, down there in Georgia. That's all his team does.
It was definitely really... It was really hard training before because, like, if I remember correctly, like, hockey was really taxing and it required a lot of practice. Like, I remember I'd go to the rink before school, then go to school. After school, drive all the way to Blade, go work out. After Blade, drive all the way back, go practice. And, like, trying to fit in, like, homework and food and school and all between it was really taxing and definitely didn't...
It's commitment.
Yeah, we didn't get to train the best we could have.
Not at all. It was not a great year of training.
No.
And not that we didn't try. It was just like everything you just outlined. Like, in Blade is an hour from your house.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and mixing with hockey and all those practices. So not to say anything bad, we just didn't have a great year of training.
Yeah.
So we go to youth nationals the next year. Just miss. Runner up, silver medal.
Yeah.
Silver medal in snatch, silver medal in clean and jerk, silver medal in total.
Yeah.
So runner up national champion, didn't defend the title by one clean and jerk. If Carlos misses that last clean and jerk, you're national champion. Oh, you didn't want me to say his name? He's not gonna listen to this.
He might.
Yeah, he might.
You never know.
You never know.
Trying to get the details. Training secrets.
Yeah, so maybe Stevie will edit that out.
Yeah.
So
he's a kilo up on his clean and jerk?
I don't even remember the numbers from that year because it wasn't implanted, but I think it was somewhere around like 120 or 115, 120. It was 10. So it was a lot more weight than all the kids were lifting the previous year, which is the craziest thing. No kid could lift 110 besides you the previous year, and then everyone's opening at 110 or above.
The next year.
You know, the following year, you know, which was crazy. So I don't remember those numbers specifically. All I remember is we didn't win.
Yeah, and that final clean and jerk, that weight, it was just me and Carlos in the end.
Yeah.
Just that last one.
Yeah. And did you miss?
I did miss.
It was 125, I think.
I think
you missed
right.
your third.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 125, so around 275 pounds for those non-kiloers.
That's right, because that's kind of been your number, that 125.
That was one of my numbers,
Yeah. And so, anyways, and I'm trying to get to the meat of the story and trying to skip along so we can get to the real story of why you're here. So that's Youth Nationals 2017. And then we go and compete for juniors our first time in 2017. Yeah, you can cough, dude. Just cough.
Yeah. I had to burp.
We're trying to get out. Yeah, he burped last time.
Yeah, drinking LaCroix, you sometimes got to burp.
We're trying to get out that Ruskin's really strong, in case you guys haven't realized that already. Yeah. I still vividly remember being in the gym, and I think it was Ryan and I were in the gym, and Ruskin was squatting, and he racks on 405, and you're like 140 pounds, and he takes it off the rack, and Ryan and I were like, he's gonna die.
He's gonna snap her half.
Because if you've ever watched Ruskin squat, like when he takes the bar off the rack, he was shaking. Like his leg, I was like, what is he doing? He's gonna go down and just legs are gonna snap. And he just down and up, no problem. I was like, oh my gosh, that kid is strong. Yeah. But I almost went over there and took it off. I was like, he's gonna die. Someone go over there and get him. Because he took it off the rack and he was like, stepping back, and I was like, what is he? Did he count that wrong? Does he not know what's on the bar? And then just shoom, shoom, down and up. I was like, man, that's
I know, and
good.
it was like that for like a couple years, like
Yeah.
of just like it's getting insanely stronger. It was like, holy moly.
Yeah, what is happening?
Like when we went through that Pierce cycle.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
That was a fun cycle.
And so I'm trying to. I think you might have the dates over there, but so after youth nationals in 2017, did we compete in juniors in 2017 or
I think we
juniors in
2017?
2018?
Yes. No, we missed juniors in 2018.
Oh yeah. So we did juniors in 2017.
Yeah.
And then went and got runner up in youth in 2017, and
Yeah.
then went to the American Open in 2018.
Yes.
Where you're lifting with all the big boys.
Yeah.
All the adults.
Mm-hmm.
And you were still in high school. You were the youngest one there by years.
I think Derek Johnson was there. And
Derek.
He won. He was absolute monster.
Well, you just lifted with him again at juniors this past a couple weeks ago, but. But what I remember about that is I was like, Rusk, you want to go get a picture with Derek Johnson? And you were like, nah, I want to beat him. You're like, no, he's my competitor. I was like, okay, all right.
I'm chasing those records. I don't want that picture.
It would still be a good picture.
Ah.
Yeah. But so, for those of you who don't know, Derek Johnson's kind of the best 62 kilo or 61 kilo lifter now in the United States. He's getting older though. He's probably wrapping up at the tail end of his career.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, Ruskin competed against him at the American Open in 2018. And I think you got top 10, right? Top 10?
I think I finished in 8th, I believe. Yeah.
So 8th place in the nation.
You guys went and got that picture with Maddie, though. That was okay, huh?
That was at juniors.
You didn't mind that one?
We did that one for Alec.
Yeah, for Alec.
We all really know who he's crushing on. So.
Yeah, Alec competed at juniors that year with Ruskin. And okay, so we're getting the timeline going. So to the big event, So we decided because of the knee to skip juniors in 2018, just because it was so painful. You couldn't lift, and it was frustrating for everybody. And so we skipped juniors in February of 2018, and then April 30th, 2018, we get a text from your mom.
Yeah, that night was definitely probably the most important or defining night of my life. We got in a car crash that night. Yeah.
Definitely the most defining moment of your life.
Yeah, without a doubt, that would be the most defining moment of your life.
Yeah.
So kind of just what the story is that it was during the teacher's strike, and you didn't have school.
Right.
And you're out late.
I was out with some friends. We were hanging out all day. It was me and my buddy, my best friend who I've been playing with since I was 6, like playing hockey with him. He was driving, and it was his girlfriend Jules, and then another friend that we had played hockey with, Owen. We'd been hanging out, just having a great time the night. Like, nothing better than hanging out with like some of your best friends on a night you don't have school, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just hanging out. It was getting pretty late. It was around, I think, like 11:30ish. It's time to take Owen home. So going home, Carson was driving. Just Carson and Jules were up in the front. It was a cold night. I was tired. I just threw a sweatshirt on. I was gonna lay down and take a little nap. I remember texting my dad right before because it was getting late in my.
Because he texted you.
Yeah, he texted me because I was almost around curfew. I remember texting him that I was at Carson's house and I was gonna ask him if I could sleep over. Since Carson, like, they're family, right? I remember sending that text, putting my head down, and that was just it. Like, I put my head down. I couldn't see anything. Like, my eyes were closed. I was trying to sleep. But apparently we'd pulled out into the intersection. It's just like a neighborhood street, just turning onto a main road. And
at a stoplight, though.
Yeah, stoplight. Yeah. Weed or green, going out in the middle like everybody else does, just in the intersection, turning left. And I think it was a 68-year-old woman? I don't know what kind of car she was driving, but she just ran a red light. There was already a car stopped at the light. She just blew past them, ran the red light, and she T-boned us. But she didn't break it all. Like, there was no brake. And we spun out, and she ended up hitting us a total of 3 times. And fortunately, Carson's experienced and a good enough driver to know that, like, when you're spinning out, you turn with it and not against it. Because, like, if he had turned against it, we would have flipped, and I'd probably be dead or paralyzed right now. Like, I would not be here.
Yeah.
So fortunately, thank God for him. And I remember after the accident, I remember Carson talking. He was like, "Is everybody okay?" He was good. Jules was good. And I just I could feel nothing. I was just completely numb. I couldn't see anything. I was just, like, my face was in the floor, staring at black carpet.
You did a complete flip inside the car, right?
No, I didn't flip. I was, because, like, my arm was already, like, down, like, on the ground, kind of. Like, my hand was on the ground, off, like, the chairs, and I was extended. Like, my feet were on, like, the opposite chair, head leaning on the door.
So you're just laying flat again.
Yeah, just laying flat.
You know, if you're watching on YouTube, you can visualize, but the lady's front end of the car basically hit you in the top of the head.
Yeah,
there's a side panel of the Jeep.
Yeah.
But basically just smashed you right in the head.
Yeah.
So how a 40 mile per hour car hit the car basically between you, the car, and your head.
Mm-hmm. The initial impact was on the door that my head was leaning on. Yeah. Fortunately, Carson has a big Jeep, so it hit a little bit below my head and not, like, directly on my head. That's probably one of the things why I'm still here and walking and all that stuff. But it was pretty crazy after that because, like, I was just completely paralyzed. Like, eventually paramedics got there. I remember there was the witness who his car was stopped at the light. Like, he came over, opened the door, like, looked at me, started talking to me a little bit. Fortunately, I think he chose to not move me, which is definitely a good call, given that it was a spinal injury, clearly.
Yeah. So just so people know, you fractured your C4, you broke your neck.
Yeah, I ended up fracturing my C4 in multiple places and sustaining permanent spinal cord damage.
Yeah.
They call it a trauma. It's just literally just a trauma on my spinal cord, this one spot right on my C4.
Yeah, which we're still having residual effects of. Right, but so keep going. So what is your mindset? What are you thinking in this exact moment?
I was just shocked, honestly.
I mean, are you like, I'm gonna die, I'm paralyzed, or are you just, I mean, there's probably no clear thoughts remain?
Not really. I was just in shock at the fact, like, the words that came out of my mouth was just like, I can't feel anything. Because, like, I was feeling all those, like, happy emotions and things from, like, hanging out before and during the day and all that, and then it was just nothing. Like, it was just really crazy. Like, I just couldn't believe it. I was just completely in shock.
Well, which is understandable.
Yeah. So did you just stay? So you stayed laying just in the back of the car until paramedics got there and pulled you out? Or?
Yeah. My feet were, like, under the opposite chair on the opposite side of the car. Like, my head was underneath the chair. I was not, clearly I looked like a pretzel, kind of, for, like, lack of a better word. I was just, like,
twisted
pretzel.
Up in there,
It was weird, really weird position. Like, I was bleeding, like, my neck was all bleeding and stuff, had a few cuts and bruises. And I just laid there until the paramedics got there. They sat me up, probably 5-10 minutes, came over with the gurney, put me down, took me over to the ambulance, and my parents pulled up. They got there really quick.
To the accident site?
Yeah, like, they were there.
Carson called them? Or?
Yeah, I think Carson must have called, his girlfriend must have called the police, and he called his parents, I imagine. And they called my parents, and of course Dad in his Camaro just
I'm sure he was flying.
Oh, he told me afterwards, he was like I was going 120 on the street. He was just ripping down.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, because
Can you imagine, I mean, getting that phone call, none of us are parents, soon to be, but, like, just that your son's been in a car accident at 11 o'clock at night and that he's the one that's injured.
Yeah, like, they were just fresh out of bed, pajamas, just...
Yeah, and I know how much your parents love you, so, I mean, that's, like, that had to be super scary for them. So they arrive on scene.
Yeah. And I remember just, like, trying to talk to them, telling them that, like, I'll be okay, like, I have faith, like, we'll be okay.
Yeah.
I remember trying to just keep that thought in my head, just trying to focus on faith and, like, trying to keep thinking about, like, God and, like, that it'll be okay in the end, like, no matter what. Because, like, afterwards when I got to the hospital, like, it was really hectic because, like, it was late, so, like, going through a bunch of, like, tests and stuff, I was, like, in and out of, like, being, like, asleep and awake. And, like, I remember... they gave me painkillers, and I was trying to open a cookie, and I fell asleep with opening the cookie. And I remember waking up, still cookie in my hand, and like my spinal surgeon was right there, and I was just like, oh.
They were letting you eat a cookie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
I mean, I couldn't eat.
Love your snacks.
Yeah, cookie was one thing I could eat by myself because couldn't move because I was.
But at least you know at that point that you can move your arms.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So when did you get feeling back?
On the way back in the ambulance, I started to get feeling back.
Yeah.
In your hands and feet?
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
Everywhere I started to get feeling back. Fortunately.
So that had to be a relief.
Yeah, it was a huge relief, but like, there was still that.
Unknown. If they move you a quarter a millimeter, you know, and that bone hits your spinal cord, you know, then it's game over.
Yeah, it was crazy just like not knowing like
what was going on.
Yeah, like how this was gonna like affect me, like what actually happened, like what's wrong with me, like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, keep going.
It felt really like disheartening. At least like once I was. Or excuse me, like I got put in like a neck brace for 14 weeks. They said, it ended up being a total of 14 weeks. Originally, it was just 12 weeks in a neck brace, and I was pretty much bedridden for the entire time. But like being in the neck brace, it was just kind of a shock because like being told like you can't play hockey again as well. Like I was like piping down, like wrapping up the end of my career, but like there was always that like pressing thought in like the back of my head that like. I don't know, like I could play college hockey. Yeah. Because that will always be like my first love. So like that was always there, and then just to have it completely just like gone, and like it was right before graduation. Like I was in my neck brace, taking all my finals and stuff. I was in a wheelchair at my graduation. Definitely killed it, I guess you could say. Yeah. Yeah,
it's supposed to be one of the happier times of your life. Senior year, graduating, getting to do all that, and to have that happen right at the end of it, that would be rough. That's for sure. Yeah, like you're becoming an adult, venturing out on your own, going and doing all these things, and I just couldn't. It was just the complete opposite of what it was supposed to be like. I'm seeing like all my friends on social media. They're like out hanging out, vacationing, having all these experiences, making memories with their friends and stuff. And I'm just sitting in bed, like
with a neck brace.
Yeah, not being able to do anything. Like, of course, I had my definitely showed me who my friends were and weren't, because like I'd had people that were really close to me that were just gone. Like didn't talk to me, come visit me, anything, like check up. They were just gone. And then other people that I thought we weren't as close definitely stepped up and like were really good and definitely helped me through that time. And God was definitely the main and only reason why I got through that time. Awesome. Like I got really depressed, and it definitely got me out of it. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I remember being in your hospital room, and you were in great spirits.
Yeah.
The whole thing in the hospital room was like, he's gonna get through this, you know. And what I was really thinking is, we're never gonna weightlift again. Yeah. This poor kid who had such a promising career. It's all over. You know, this is truthfully what I was thinking, even though I would never say that to you. You know, I was trying to be positive with everybody else, but that's what I was like, how would we ever, he broke his neck, you know, like this, it's over. So that's what I originally thought. And then through you being in the neck brace for several months and checking up on you, and then just hearing the reports from the doctors and your hands tingling and you're in so much pain, my outlook didn't get any better. Yeah. You know, like, it was like, okay, well, because I wanted it, you know, for you. I wanted it because I enjoy coaching you, and I wanted it for me to be a coach of a really high-level athlete. That's something, you know, and so guess what? Athletes make coaches. You know, coaches aren't anything without their athletes, right? You know, so, you know, that it's something that I wanted to continue doing with you, you know, and so it was kind of like, oh, well, I need to stop thinking about that. Ruskin's probably not going to be able to do that, and you got to just be with him where he's at. So we're going, and you know, as we're going, and then it's way later than you're supposed to be in the neck brace. You're still in the neck brace. You're still having this extreme pain, and it's like, okay, well, by that point, I'd kind of resigned the fact that you're probably not going to be a high-level competitor in weightlifting anymore. And that's okay. I'm still going to help you get fit. And so we do our first workout. Coming out, you say you're still in the neck brace.
Yeah, I was definitely the first workout that we tried.
Yeah.
Because we did try, because we were gonna still try and come back, like you said, like even though knowing all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it was back in the gym. It was assault bike.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was like
yeah.
Yep, it was assault bike, air squats, push-ups, and I think I did like some little 20-pound like bent over rows. I think.
I remember. I just remember you being in there on the bike with your brace on.
Yep, Dad was trying to cheer me on, like keep my spirits up and get me going.
Yeah.
I remember at first it was okay.
In this time I'm communicating with Ron, your dad, the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, about what we're gonna do. You know, what's the proper step forward? You know, are we gonna try to get him back in? Are we gonna get him on the barbell? Like, what's gonna happen? What's the plan?
Right.
You know, and the plan was, let's just see if Ruskin can move. That's what it came to be. And so you do that workout, and that was August,
I think
late July maybe. You've been in the neck brace for over 4 months.
Yeah, it was around that time.
Yeah, and then you get your neck brace off in August.
Yeah.
August 4th.
August 2nd, yeah.
August 2nd. And so...
Oh, no. August 4th was when we started training again. August 2nd was when I got it off.
So you get the neck brace off.
The second on August 4th.
Training in quotes, right?
You touched a barbell.
Yeah, that's the first time I touched a barbell.
Moved on a barbell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So August 2nd, neck brace is off. August 4th, on the barbell.
On the barbell.
Yeah, we definitely didn't waste any time.
Yeah. And so that started going, but you were still having these pains, and things were going numb. And I remember that you went and saw the doctor, and he like yanked on your head.
Yeah, we got a what do they call it? It's like not a referment.
Referral.
No, it's like a I don't know, but whatever. But yeah, we sought out another doctor to just get like another insight of how it was gonna be, and he just like completely like just jumped on just put it all of his weight on my head. And I was just like, wow, and like that really hurt.
Your dad was so pissed.
Yeah, Dad was livid after that. Like,
yeah.
I
mean, what in the world?
If you've never seen Ron mad, like,
yeah,
it gets after it.
Yeah, like chest gets all puffed out.
Even the phone, like, yeah, if he's on a phone mat. Remember when he called? That must have been what it was, because we weren't with him for one meet. Or someone saw him at a meet, remember, Ron? Yeah, that's what it was. I remember that. That must have been, we were at regionals.
Yeah, you were lifted in a meet and someone said something to you.
That must have been juniors then, right? Was that a junior
No, it was
meet?
just,
that was a local meet.
Local
Yeah,
meet.
that was,
Yeah,
I think that was a local, like, Queen Creek
Yeah,
meet.
that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I remember that.
I think Ron called me while we were at regionals.
That's right. I just remember being
I was like this.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Now I remember. That's right.
But anyways, so yeah, your dad was pissed. I was pissed. I was like, what? When I heard about that, but that caused extreme amount of pain, a little bit of setback.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I'm trying to get to the timeline. August 4th, we start training, and then we're actually lifting weight, you know, and it's happening. But you text me because you're lifting at ASU mainly now and just sending me videos, and we're communicating because you're in school. You started college.
Yep, I think 2 weeks out the neck brace, I moved right into...
Moved into the dorm.
Yep, moved to my dorm at ASU.
Yeah. How's that? So that's a transition, right? You're used to lifting a blade all the time, and now we got to find you a place to lift.
Yeah.
I remember scouting out the rec, whatever it's called, the rec center.
Yeah.
You know, well, they got bumpers, they got barbells. Yeah, we can do this. Yeah, platforms. It's a decent place to lift.
Yeah, at the STFC.
Yeah. And so communicating in your training, and we're doing that, and then we decide, hey, let's get him in a meet. Right?
Yep, and then what was that? First meet was October
20th.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys all lifted together.
That was my first meet.
Yep.
Yep.
And my dad's.
And your dad, to qualify for Masters Nationals, and that was a lot of fun.
It was.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun to not only have you lifting in a meet again, but to lift with you.
Yeah,
and do that whole thing. That was a lot of fun.
It definitely was.
Yeah.
Who totaled higher?
Oh, Ruskin.
Oh, did he? I thought we...
I don't know. Did I?
You hit 201 total. I hit 199.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, you missed your first snatch, too.
I snatched more than you, but you clean jerked more than me.
But Miss Claire snatched more than both of us.
No.
Her was it? No, it was her clean and jerk.
Her all-time total was more than mine.
Yeah, that's right. Her all-time. What's her all-time heaviest total?
201.
201.
Yeah, and but Claire's top 10 weightlifter in the country.
She's amazing.
I'm an old man. Old beat up.
But you would have beat
my
her
wrist doesn't bend backwards.
if you hit your last clean and jerk, right?
I would have beat her. Yeah.
You would have beat her, yeah. You should have just push jerked it.
So anyways, that was a lot of fun, and you qualify for junior nationals again. So that's October 20th, but you're in school, and we decide we're gonna get the career back on track. Which is something that we never thought was gonna happen, but it happened. Thank God you're okay. You're able to lift again, and we're back on track to compete. Mm-hmm. And we missed an entire year of training again.
Yeah.
So the most shocking thing the coolest thing is how fast your muscles bounce back. If I take a week off of squatting, I lose 90% of my strength.
Yeah, like it's gone.
I remember I had Ruskin. I just to test some things out, do a 3-rep max deadlift. And he deadlifts, and we don't deadlift a lot in training unless it's like a long time between meets and just to get some raw strength. Mm-hmm. And Ruskin triples 415 at 140 pound body weight. Like, what? You can't.
I definitely cannot do that.
Yeah. And so it's like, just that raw strength. And
it's like, okay, that's still there. Like,
you broke your neck.
Yeah, we're still strong. Like,
yeah.
Came back and like PR'd his clean and jerk.
I did.
His clean.
Yep,
right?
I hit the
so that was recently. That was
really
in January, right
yeah.
before the meet. Mm-hmm. So I go to the American Open and Coach Joe and no, you didn't qualify for the AO that year, so that wasn't in the picture. We didn't skip that for the AO 2018.
No, he was.
We were always planning on juniors, just
Yeah.
coming back at juniors.
Yeah.
Right. So we're training, and you're training at ASU, and you found some kids to lift with at ASU, which is cool.
Yeah.
We didn't know how that was going to go. Yuli, and I don't know any of the other ones. I just met Yuli at juniors, but...
Yeah, Yuli's the only one that actually went to juniors, but I think there's about 6 of us that will be competing at universities.
Awesome.
So it's cool.
Of the kids that you lift with at ASU.
Yeah, at ASU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 6 of you at juniors. And are they all at different clubs or one club or?
I think they're all kind of split between 2 clubs.
Okay.
There's one of the dudes that, of the 6, that he programs a few of them. And I think Yuli's at E3.
Yuli's at E3.
Yeah.
Which is Peyton's club.
Yeah. And Dan Brown, yeah.
Yeah. Is that one of the, yeah. So, and then are they at Scottsdale Barbell?
I think, some of them are.
James program for him? James Ellis out of Scottsdale Barbell?
Yeah, he does program for, I think, 2 of them, yeah.
Okay. So they're all over.
Yeah.
They all have different coaches or whatever.
Yeah, it's a good little mix. None of us are really doing the same thing.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean,
just people to be around and lift with.
just lift
doesn't
with
matter,
people.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, which is great. You can coordinate and hold each other accountable, which is super important. When I was 18, living in the dorms, that's not what I was doing. We were coordinating what time we could get to the bar.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. And then we decide that we're in good enough shape to really do something at juniors, but maybe not where we could be, and we really don't know. But you proved it right before. So a week before, you PR your clean and jerk, all-time clean and jerk, 130. The elusive 130, which is 286 pounds.
Yep, the same weight I think I'd missed, at least 5 or 6 times before.
Yeah.
I think in 3 meets I missed it as my final lift, I think.
A couple, at least. It definitely juniors. I don't know. At the AO, you missed it.
Yeah.
So you hit it on the platform that two Saturdays before, and total 230. Which, looking at the previous year at juniors, that's in the mix.
Yeah.
That's like top 3 of what the previous year did.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we're like, okay, if we hopefully everyone didn't progress too much and people aren't coming out there with huge totals, and we'll be in the mix. And we're about to, and so we get to Chicago, and you're finally on weight.
Yeah.
Right. The best weight we've ever been going into a meet.
Yeah, definitely.
It used to be when Ruskin's 16, 17 years old, I'd have to rustle the snacks away from him.
Yeah.
He's always wanting snacks. Packaged snacks, processed snacks. Like, And it's like, dude,
Stop
just chill.
eating these things.
And it's not like I wouldn't do any. I was always with Ruskin. I went into the saunas with him. I went into the steam rooms with him. I didn't stop eating, but I did everything else with him. I remember that one time in Atlanta.
You guys had to go to like an LA Fitness, right?
Yeah, we had to drive to an LA Fitness to use the steam room or sauna. Yeah, I was the only white dude in the entire LA Fitness. Definitely the only white dude in that steam room. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That was hilarious.
Coach was definitely there every step of the way.
Yeah. Well, because it's important. So you're on weight, which is awesome. A little bit. We have to cut a little bit. You fast for 24 hours at least. Probably 40 hours maybe.
48 hours.
Yeah. Which is fine. We didn't have to steam.
Right.
We didn't have to sweat it out of you, which is really good. When you don't have to deplete too much water, you can go without food. If you can keep your water high, that's good. So we make weight, and you're like, he's about to weigh in, and Ron is like, I'm like, Ruskin, give them 90, 120. To conservative openers. Like, we can bump you if you're feeling good and lifting. And Ruskin's like, and he wants to give him more. He's like, I think 100. And I should, and I'm like,
I said 95.
Okay, 95. And Ron's like, these kids are gonna be hitting 130, or he's like, these kids got 110. I was like, well, he doesn't, so I don't know this ain't a magic trick. Like, we're not gonna just hit 110. And so just convincing Ron and Ruskin that, hey, we need to go in a little bit more conservative. You give them the numbers, we get in there, we start lifting, bump you, and we go out in true Ruskin form, and miss your opening snatch. Because you're just looking beyond.
Yeah, I think mentally I just got ahead of myself a little bit and skipped some of the normal steps that I go through and like reminders that I do before I lift.
Well, yeah, and you like cut that window down to about 6 seconds. I was watching you and I was like, bro, like I know how long Gage and I were both watching on the platforms back at Blade because when you were there. And we're like, your name gets called. We're like, all right. Like, we both watched you on that previous Saturday session. I was like, Rustin's going to make some noise. Like, he's strong right now. So we're sitting there waiting for you to come on. All right, Ruskin Griffith opens up, blah, blah, blah. You come out, and your setup takes 48 seconds usually. And I was like, he's cutting, like, it was like 30 seconds before you walked up to the bar. And I was like, man, he's cutting this real close. I remember recording it and being like, Ruskin, you have to go now. And then,
like always.
Yep. Right to the end, miss. I'm like, oh, Ruskin.
Yeah. Which sucked, but it's all good.
Snatch it again.
So we go to 95, move you, nail it.
Yeah.
Go to 97, nailed it. Looked like butter, but we wanted that to be 100. So you're in third place going to the clean and jerk, which is a great place to be. You bronze medaled the snatch. We never medaled in the snatch before, so that was awesome. And go out there and miss our opening clean and jerk. Right elbow just bent a little bit on you. And then go out there and nail your second clean and jerk, 125. And come off your second clean and jerk, and kid behind you. So this is what happened. Ruskin's clock normally would be 2 minutes if he follows himself, but there was another kid that was at 128 behind Ruskin that his clock starts. The kid behind Ruskin's clock starts.
Right.
I changed Ruskin's weight to 128, but he's still the lifter, and I can't bump him any more than that because everyone else is at 130, and I put him at 130. He's still a lifter, and it's just too big of a jump.
Right.
So I bump him 128, look over, and Ruskin's name's on the board, and
Still
the kid's
running.
clock, on the other kid's clock that was behind him.
Reset it.
And it says 38 seconds.
Yeah.
And I run over to Ruskin. I'm like, Rusk, you're up. And in that split moment, it's either run over and yell at the officials that are
See
doing
if
the
they're
clock
gonna change it.
and see if they'll stop it or whatever. But all of a sudden, it's under 30 seconds, and you can't stop the clock.
Oh my gosh.
I saw that lightning.
That's coming down.
Yeah. We got a rainstorm in the desert.
Yep.
And so it was go out. We got to go.
Yep.
And you run out there, and there's 20 seconds left, and you pull the lift off the floor with 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Clean it, no problem, obviously, but then just miss the jerk because you had under a minute of rest after your huge clean and jerk. You're still out of breath from the previous lift, and you were livid.
I was heated.
The most mad you've ever been.
Yeah, I saw him throw his belt. I was like, oh, man, Ruskin's
You see that lady that came up on the stairs and was like, "Don't make a scene," or like that official that came over. Yeah, and I had to calm him down backstage, like chill out. You know, normally I'm the one that needs to calm down, but like it was like chill out. Hey, you know, it's over, it's done, and he's in 4th place now, and bronze medal to clean and jerk, but is in 4th place, and then he's in 3rd place. If this last kid misses his last clean and jerk, Ruskin will get bronze, and it wouldn't be it would be bronze medal in the junior nationals, which is a huge deal. The kid makes his clean and jerk, Ruskin gets 4th by 3 kilos, which is had he hit that clean and jerk that he didn't have time for, he would have silver medaled at nationals. Which would have added to this comeback story, right? You know, you've been out of the thing for 4 months. You were in a neck brace all year, didn't train at all, and then come back and silver medal at junior nationals. Big story, right? Still a big story, dude.
Still
you got
huge,
a bronze medal in clean and jerk, bronze medal in the snatch, huge win. It was all good. We were just talking about what could have been.
Yeah.
That's what pissed you off so much.
Yeah.
It ate you up all night.
Yeah, it did.
Until you got food. Until we got to go out.
And then you were good.
Yeah, until that 24-ounce steak got sat in front of us.
Yeah, that's the one I remember.
I ate half your steak.
You did.
And that's what I remember watching too. I was like, "Why?" I was like, "There's not a lot of time on the clock." Like, and then I see Ruskin like run from the back room and do none of his ritual. Just runs out there. I don't even remember if you put chalk on your hands.
I think I chalked up, turned, tripped on the carpet, and just
and then
skipped
just
everything.
like, I was like,
walked
what is
up.
going on back there? Like, did they move him around too much? And he just walks out, puts his hands on the bar. I was like, oh man, that something went wrong. I was like, I can't wait to hear the story about this one because I was like, that didn't go to plan.
Which never happens. We've never had a technical miss like that ever in a meet, and
Did you guys talk? Did you talk to the officials after or anything? No,
because it's done. Like
they can't take back the lift or let him lift again or anything. But like, just so you know, you did this.
Just put it in the poll.
Yeah.
Yep.
And maybe we should have, but
what can you do though?
but it's but that happened, and that was just last weekend.
Yeah,
Last weekend. So we got universities coming up here in a couple weeks, which you're gonna win.
Yeah, about 2.5 weeks out.
That's the mindset. We're going to win.
Absolutely.
Right? We could be conservative, but that's never who Ruskin's been.
No.
In his mind, he was going to win juniors, and so that's who he is, and that's what we're going to do. So
I was going into it. I was definitely like looking back on it now, like I'm happy, and like it is like a big comeback to come back from the neck brace and all that and get 3rd, but like I just can't help it. There's just something in me, like you're just always hungry, like you just want that first still, just like no matter what.
Yeah, every athlete does.
Yeah,
every great athlete.
Yeah, it's definitely
wants
just
that,
a part of being an athlete. Yeah,
and it was great. We went to Michael Jordan's Steakhouse that night, and inside the front cover of their menu, it's Michael Jordan's like, I've missed 1,000 free throws.
Yeah.
I've been trusted with the game-winning shot 26 times and missed. I've failed over and over in my life, and that's why I'm successful.
Exactly.
So this failure was not a failure. This
small setback.
This loss
was
for a reason, and a learning experience, and bigger and better things to win juniors next year, right? Because you still got another year as a junior.
Definitely my last year in juniors.
And look, Derek Johnson's U.S.'s best lifter at 61. He's 34 years old. You're 18, dude. Like,
you got a career, buddy.
You got a long way to go. So bigger and better things on the horizon.
For sure.
Yeah. So that kind of wraps up the story of being a high level athlete to experiencing tragedy to coming back, man, and it's super impressive, and I'm super proud of you. So continue to be proud of you of what you're doing and wanting to be a lawyer and being a great student and all that, but just more than that, just a joy to be around and a good friend. So let's see, what you got any questions for him, Corey, about his life, his lifestyle,
his
healthy habits?
His healthy habits. What are some of those healthy? Are you still on a nose ring?
Nose ring.
Yeah, remember when you said you wanted a nose ring and your dad's like, you can't be a lawyer with a nose ring, and Ruskin's like, I bet I can be a lawyer with a nose ring.
I'm contemplating it.
Okay, let's not do that.
Yeah, we're not. I said we're not doing the nose ring, Rusk.
We'll see. I tried to swing him for a neck tattoo yesterday.
A neck tattoo,
I did.
Ruskin?
Ruskin went and got his first tattoo and then came back a week later. He's got 6 more. I was like, that's true to fashion, Rusk.
I got 2 in my neck brace. I had to.
Yeah. You got a tiny little baby tattoo, and then all of a sudden you got a whole arm done. I was like, yeah. I go, Ruskin just got all that graduation money sitting. That's what it's for. Tattoo funds.
That's exactly what I did.
Claire's doing something in there.
Gotta go big or go home.
That's right.
Yeah, so no neck tattoo, and nose ring isn't permanent, but you're always going to see that little dot on your
Yeah.
nose.
No, you won't.
Yeah,
It'll go away. They keep it real quick.
You'll see that little dot.
Bring it back old school.
Would you do a loop?
Yeah, little hoop.
That's what he said.
It's a little one.
I wouldn't be able to concentrate.
He's sitting
I
there
would've got a
doing
stud.
his math homework. Were you still in your neck brace?
When?
When we were doing it was during the cactus games, because that's when we were back in the judges area. That's when we had this whole conversation with you, me, and your dad. I can't remember if you were in your brace or not, but Ruskin's sitting back there doing homework and talking about his nose ring, and Ron's like, Ruskin, you're not going to walk into a courtroom with a nose ring. You can't be a lawyer with a nose ring. And Ruskin's like, if I'm a good enough lawyer, I bet I could have a nose ring.
Yeah.
Oh, it was good stuff.
Give me a decade.
Give me a decade.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get past the nose ring.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? So you got your studying habits.
Yeah, I study a lot.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, it's like every time I eat, like I'm in just like the dining hall eating, pulling out my laptop, just doing Spanish homework. Like it was a lesson I learned first semester that you always have to be studying. Like you always need to be on it, because like first semester was rough with the transition and all of that. And just because it's already rough going to university and moving out on your own for the first time, but also going from being bedridden in the neck brace to that. So like after that, I learned that you need to plan, and it's really important to like be studious and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like I try and fit in as much as I can with everything.
You don't study while you're lifting.
No, that's the one thing I don't do.
Yeah. Which is good.
He just sits on Snapchat. And
Yeah.
Instagram.
Socialize
in between lifts.
Yeah.
And takes way too long to warm up.
Still, I take a long to warm up, but I'm still not on Snapchat or Instagram as much as you two are.
That's
No, I don't even know what Snapchat is.
Okay, that's just because you guys are old. Is why y'all don't have a Snapchat.
You tried to teach me what Snapchat was. I'm old. Corey's not old.
I'm not that old. 29, dude.
You should be on Snapchat. Come
I don't
on,
have, bro.
Yeah.
No, I don't have that stuff. Yeah, I know. Just Ruskin's, you still take forever to warm up.
I do.
Yeah. Well,
Ruskin, are you gonna start lifting anytime in the next 2 hours? Chris yelling from the other side of the room. You have 2 hours. 2 hours till the gym's closed. Start moving.
I like to be at the gym. It's my happy place.
That's right.
Take my time.
That's true. I did have a question about your habits. Remember, are you being a barefoot yogi? Have you been doing that? Remember when you were saying that you wanted to start being barefoot more in earth, like on the earth?
yeah, so I have a grass patch I walk in.
You found one?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
I've decided not to publicly
display the
display
grass patch.
because I put enough of my life on
That's
my
true.
Instagram story.
I felt like I hadn't asked you about it all, and I remembered it.
So I didn't know how walking around barefoot on grass was going to go over with people. Like if they'd be like, this guy is just
weird,
you know. But so I swim. I didn't swim this morning just because of the off chance that I get to do I had a lot of work to do on the computer this morning.
And the off
real
chance
reason.
that you get to do the workout tonight.
Off chance Claire might pick me to do the workout tonight. Maybe.
Because we would love to.
And so if there was pull-ups, I just didn't want my lats to be tired because my lats blow up because I have tiny little arms. So like that was one thing. And so I did the row instead, the Castile Rock workout from class. But I swim, I walk around barefoot in the grass patch that's outside of the pool, and then I go steam.
There you go.
Yeah.
I was just checking.
I'll video it next time. Yeah.
Was it muddy out
But
there?
I'm still doing cold showers.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. So in Chicago, I'd start warm and then go cold
Because it was 19
because it was
degrees.
just it was just cold in Chicago. It was cold.
Yeah, it's freezing out
and,
right now.
And it's freezing out right now. So after I just rode and you guys were coming over, I had to shave, so I had to get my, so I started warm and finished cold. So all of January I was going cold, and up until the first half of February I just go cold turkey, but Chicago made me weak. And so I've had a couple of showers where I've started warm and gotten cold, but it's just cold here
it's
right
freezing
now.
out.
So,
It's crazy.
Polar vortex coming in, storm warnings.
Oh, it looks like Hurricane Katrina driving over here.
Yeah, it's nasty.
I was like, what is this?
We're supposed to be driving to up north tomorrow.
Oh, it's gonna be snow.
Yeah.
That's got to be snow up north.
Oh, it is right now.
yeah,
I looked at it's snowing in Chino Valley where we're going, but Julia's from Michigan, so I just figure if it starts getting really snowy, I'll just pull over and let her drive.
Yeah,
she knows how to drive better than I do.
Yeah.
Yep. So we'll see.
All right, guys. Well, that's the story of Ruskin Griffith. Stay tuned. We'll be posting about what we got going on at junior national or universities here in a couple weeks. And thanks for listening. You guys can find us on SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, and you can email Coach Corey.
Email me, Corey@CrossFitBlade.com.
I'd just like to say thank you to Coach Chris and Corey for having me.
Oh, of course, dude.
And I appreciate all the support and love and prayers from our community.
We appreciate you, Russ.
Appreciate
You're the
you,
man.
dude.
All right, guys. Catch you next time.
See you guys later.